Hi, hello, this is Brendon. Hello. This is Brendon. You're not. Wow, you like that one, huh? That's a ginormous room.
Well, every Buffy fan would be here, but it's huge.
It's really big. Because I'm looking at it this way, you guys are looking this way, so that's really, it's cavernous. It's like a different weather pattern happening. In the corner, there's a tornado. It's like a biodome.
You should try walking from that side to this side. It takes forever.
That makes me sick in my stomach. So, we're gonna do,
Yeah.
I'm gonna burp. What was that?
A pork!
Pork?
Pork.
They rated two.
Oh, that's it? Get the fuck out.
Maybe the next one aim into the microphone.
Okay. Be chunky. Does anybody have any clam chowder on them? Hey, chowder.
Chowder.
All right, so,
that, you clean that up.
so are you going to ask some questions? Are they going to ask questions?
I have a couple questions, and then while I'm asking, if you all want to start thinking about yours and making a nice line right here, then most of this will be them talking to you and you answering back.
Sure, that sounds great.
All right.
Oh, no, it's okay. Like everybody.
They're like, we got
I can't believe the people that aren't getting them.
Maybe they're saving the good questions for later.
Sad.
All right. This one hit me at like 2:30 this morning, and probably have heard it a lot, but I want to know exactly how many yellow crayons you have received from fans.
I've not received one.
Oh no, everyone's gonna send them.
Run to the store.
I do the Snoopy dance every time I do one of these. I don't even know when it started, but it started at some point years ago, and now every meet and greet Q&A I have, I end up doing the Snoopy dance. We end with the Snoopy dance, people.
Not the official word.
I'm not going to shoot my load right now. You can really feel your breasts a little bit.
Okay, going back into the teaching.
Anyone who knows my Q&As know that they're not PG. Oh.
We got it.
If anything, it's KY. Hello. I'm just not going to ask that question.
Really, they're kind of bland, compared to you. So I don't know what I want to do here. I was thinking for the maybe 2 or 3 people who got pulled into this, like my girlfriend or boyfriend is a fan.
Right.
Maybe you would tell how you got your spot as Xander.
How? Well, I auditioned for it. I went in. It was my first. It's called a pilot season, and it's between like February and April, so that's when they kind of cast all the pilots. And I had had a general meeting with the head of casting at Warner Brothers, and just kind of like a get to know you. And so I was going out on a lot of pilots and getting, getting a lot of callbacks, and then I was probably it's going to be my last audition of that pilot season. I got the call for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I went in and I met with casting. Only casting, and she gave me a note, saying play it more this way, but you're going to come back at 4 o'clock and meet Joss and everybody. I'm like, okay. So then I went into the room, and Joss sitting there, and Gail Berman, who's one of our producers, sitting there, and I'm like, hey, Gail was on the phone. I'm like, hey, Tiana, who you talking to? Tell the person you owes me $5, Like, it's kind of just being me, you know, like I'm really good at it. And then, so then I do the part, as was directed by the casting director. And John says, okay, that's good. That guy that came into the room, why don't you play like him? And I looked at the casting and I'm like, that's the way I was playing. So then I did it, and then I got a phone call later on that evening that I was gonna go to Fox and test. And that's that process is just, it makes your bowels kind of very wet, you know? It's like, you always feel like it's horrible. So then I went on Friday, tested at Fox, and then there were like 6 potential Xanders. And then 2 of us, they allowed 2 of us to go along, you know, they got rid of 4. But it was on Monday, so it was just a weekend of, you know, loose bowels and not eating. So then we went to Warner Brothers, and the guy went in first, and I had found out that he was the first choice for Xander. And so he went in, and then he came out, and then I went in, and it was in the same office where I had that general meeting that I was talking about. So I felt like I knew the place, and I had just nailed it. I just, you know, like I knew it. I was in the middle of doing it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so good. I was really good. And then I went out, and we waited like 10 minutes. It was just he and I, you know, just in a little waiting room, very uncomfortable. He had long hair, and I asked if I could braid it for him. And then casting came out and said that that I was released. They were gonna torture him one more time. And I said, okay, bye. And what had happened was that I was so good that I hopped him in, like, you know, for the choice. But since he was the #1 choice coming in, they wanted to give him another chance to see if he could do what I just did. He didn't. And we're still using pagers. I got a page, you know, my manager, 911, 911, call me, you know. And then I pulled over to a payphone when those things were. And I said, hey, she's like, you got it, you got it. And I start crying, you know, and she's crying, and then I went and had it home.
Did you ever think you would be coming to cons 10, 15 years after still talking about that?
I didn't, you know, it's like, you know, the con thing is kind of new to me, you know, and it's been really great. It's just really nice to meet the fans. And I do want to say that there were, and this is by no means am I being upset or anything, but I guess there were a few complaints to the con that I wasn't at my table enough, and if you were waiting in a line and I wasn't there, I really apologize for not being there. So, I'm just gonna blanket say that right now. So, fuck off.
To let this lady in the pink shirt talk.
Hi, Pinky.
I'm Jennifer, and I had a couple of questions.
Okay, talk to me.
What was your favorite episode in Buffy?
My favorite episode, you know, it's funny because it should be Hush. It should be Once More with Feeling. It should be the Zeppo. It should be the Pack. Yeah. But in terms of acting, I really, really enjoyed watching and shooting Buffy versus Dracula. Wine, you know, the police master. You know, and I just love how he talks so fast. You know, it was just a completely different character. So, which is kind of it's strange, but I had such an affinity for that particular episode. But the musical was, you know, that was just. It's almost like we have to kind of take the musical out of the equation. You know what I mean? Because it was so different.
Which actor did you like acting with?
You know, Sarah and I really worked well together. I love working with James. You know, he's just so into the moment, the art. You know. And I'm so not. So like when we had the whole thing where he was like, you know, locked up in my basement, you know, like those scenes were really fun, you know. Yeah, it was one of those shows. Everybody was amazing, you know. That's probably why it worked. We really had a blast working together. So, but I enjoy working with James a lot.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. God, I've got this weird gas going on right now. It's upper gas, not lower gas. I'll save the lower gas for my plane ride home. For some reason, people just think that they can fart at will on a plane. You know what I mean? It's like, oh God, you know? This is the deal, man. So then I start. I'll show you. And they all smell the same. It's weird. All right, Grady.
Hey, hi, Nicholas. I am just as honored to be in your presence as I'm sure you are to be in mine. And, I have never seen anything of Buffy before.
Right.
But my friend is going to make me start watching it soon.
Okay.
And I want to know what to look forward to. Something about like awesome with your character, or something awesome that's going to happen to your character, which I look forward to.
A lot of butt sex. Season 3 on, it's just nothing but.
They got that past the census.
Yeah, we changed networks. Well, that was actually funny with Josh, because like they would try to censor his stuff, so he would put things in scripts that were just so beyond, because like he knew that he would need to have this particular word or something, so he put in like 4 or 5 like really offensive things, so that because they always wanted, you know, it's like they always wanted to change something because they can, you know. So he would put in like those 4 really offensive things, and it's like, well, you can do that one, but you have to take those 4 out. I was like, okay. You know, there's so much to look forward to, dude. I mean, is this a guy friend or is this a girlfriend?
It's a girlfriend.
Like a possible romantic situation?
No, but I do. She took a picture with you yesterday, and I want to say you did look very seductive in your picture with her. You were holding her very close, and I want to know what that was about.
She's not your girlfriend? You know, you should be happy.
I'm just saying.
All right, well,
I want to know what the intentions are.
The intentions were sex. Enjoy the aspects.
Do you have any good advice for people who want to be actors?
Oh my God. And, you know, we're such a crazy lot, you know what I mean? Make sure you're crazy. And then you really kind of honor it and hone it, you know, because it's not, you can't fake the crazy that actors are. Always have fun with it, you know? If it's not fun, then don't do it. I mean, each person has their own story. I mean, I never really took any acting classes, you know, I just kind of backed into it, and I love it, but it's really, listen, if and when I have kids, I am not going to let them act. You know? I mean, unless they really want to, but I'm not. It's like, it's really it's a tough thing, you know? I mean, like, let's say I book, you know, like, I booked Buffy, but I'd gone to probably 40 auditions before I booked Buffy. So that was 39 no's. 39 we don't want yous. And then 1, you know, okay, we'll try you. You have to have thick skin and have fun. Does that kind of answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you have been doing if you hadn't landed that Buffy? Would you have moved off of acting?
You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's hard to play that game, really. Though I probably, you know, I really don't know.
Was acting always the dream job?
No, I was a baseball player. And then my mom was an agent, so I was kind of always around it. Like my mom, she repped Al Monero, who played Al on Happy Days. So, you know, I would go to the set of Happy Days when I was like 7 or 8. She'd be like, oh my God, and then it's like, oh, it's all fake in the back. And there was something I love about it. The non-real aspect of it. But yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I quit playing baseball at college, walked off the field, and started acting. I called my mom and I said, bring home some scripts for me.
Nice.
Maybe it was that way, yeah.
you're lucky to have mom then.
We're all lucky to have a mom.